Activision needs to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, that's a bit of a touchy subject. We don't know who to blame here because
Activision, because they're the only one doing it.
No. But here's the thing: Sony said it'll work with all games, right?
Yeah, they did.
They did, and they also put that spoiler thing in there where the publishers can choose certain parts of the games to say no, this particular part is a spoiler, so you can't see it only when you own the game. Now, Activision went and said, right, according to the design language, that the entire game is a spoiler. So when GameSpot reached out to Sony and Activision to say, can you guys clarify who's doing what? Like, is Activision being dickheads, or did Sony put that in there for them to get around the feature? Nobody's responded. So it kind of makes it all look shady. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But still, though, fuck Activision.
Yeah, I feel you. I played Destiny. I know what that sounds like.
And I'm just saying, man, it's like it's kind of fucked up because Activision really doesn't need to be doing that, or Sony doesn't need to be. I don't know whose fucking fault it was, but I know Sony's not going to want to shoot themselves in the foot.
Right.
That's the thing, and it's somebody said, because I've heard about this, me and CG were talking about it. We're saying, well, what if Sony's giving these publishers money so they can make sales? I said that doesn't make any sense at all. It's the way it works is Sony has to convince these developers that allowing this feature to be used on their games, participating on PlayStation 4, will boost their sales. That's how it works. And I really do feel like with all the hate that's going on with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, this is exactly what it needs, because there's a bunch of people that want to try it out but don't want to play it. I mean, pay for it.
Right.
Not yet, because they just don't want to take that risk. Because, I mean, we know that you could always buy a used game and then give GameStop the middle finger,
Right.
get your money back. But most people don't know that. I actually had a friend who, I told him that like a couple months ago that you could do that. He's like, really? And I was like, yeah. I told him I made $30 into like $300. That's how I got kicked out of one of the GameStops.
Hilarious.
These motherfuckers didn't like that I was taking advantage of them, but they've been taking advantage of customers, so I didn't give a shit.
This should just.
But my point is I don't see Sony shooting themselves in the foot. I just see Activision not really giving a fuck. I mean, at the same time though, they don't need their Shareplay to be used. They know their game's gonna sell good. But at the same time, like, for some reason, there's just no risk. They got nothing to lose, honestly. Activision, like, there's no way. People, for some reason, for some stupid reason, people think that the Shareplay, oh, how are these developers gonna make money? People are just gonna let them play their games forever. Like anybody's got time on their hands to just like go back every hour and restart the session, and then the other dude just sits around doing nothing, jerking off on the computer. Like, no. The whole point of Shareplay is to allow you to test out the game or play offline co-op with your friends, or if you need help beating the game. Those are the three main things. So for Activision to do this, or Sony, I don't know who, regardless, it's fucking stupid.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to get the answer to that question in a minute, right? Because if Sony really has nothing to do with it, they'll patch that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't tell me you made this feature that's designed to let certain parts of the game not be seen, but a developer can make the whole game not be seen?
Yeah. But can a developer not give Sony permission to do that? Because I feel like they would still need permission to do this shit, just like the whole thing with Family Share, the Xbox.
What do you mean?
Either way, though, you said it best, man. It's a shady thing.
Yeah. I get where it's coming from, but again, Sony's track record is really fucking around right now. Because time and time again, they say something and then something else happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
That is the trend. That's what we was talking about last night. They say one thing and then it's something else when it comes out. Like, when is that gonna stop? Like, that shit is getting crazy right now. Like, what has these dudes announced that went smooth? That is what it said it was gonna say. Can't even put a finger on that.
You know, back on the PlayStation 3, man, I honestly felt like the PlayStation 3 era Sony got crucified. I don't really think it was fair. There was some dudes out there that had a 360 saying, fuck the PS3. If I want to get a Blu-ray, or if I want to watch Blu-ray, I could just, you know, buy a Blu-ray player. And I'd be the dude on there, like, they used to call me the Sony Defense Force. I really wasn't like that. I was just putting some common sense. I'd be like, yo, why the fuck would you do that? Why don't you just buy the $500 PS3?
Agreed.
That's around the time I bought mine. It was like $400. While the Blu-ray player was roughly around, what, $350?
Yeah, it just made sense to get the fucking PlayStation.
Right. With all the cool features that they had. This shit had updates up its ass. And some good games. After like 2 years after the launch, Sony came out with a fucking just tremendous lineup of games, man. Like there was everything. When I couldn't have bought a PlayStation at a better time. When I bought my PlayStation 3, there was already Killzone, there was already Resistance 2, there was already Metal Gear Solid, the God of War 4, Uncharted was coming out around that time. I mean, dude, it was the shit, you know?
Right.
And one thing that PlayStation had over the 360 was the fact that you could watch Blu-ray movies. People say, who gives a shit about Blu-ray? I said, you haven't fucking seen it then.
Yeah, Blu-ray's
shit looks
nice.
good.
Yeah.
You got sound qualities in there, you got physics in there that you don't see in regular movies, even if it's in 1080p HD. It's just because the Blu-ray just has more space, they could do more shit with it.
All about that uncompressed media.
I never used that feature. What are you talking about? The
No, that's what Blu-ray is. It's just uncompressed media. That's why the quality's so high. Yeah, I really sucked it up that game. Swap out the scope.
I even forgot to mention Mag that came out on Christmas.
God damn, 13
That was
deaths.
a good game.
Whoa.